Albania, Argentina, Armenia, Austria, Azerbaijan, Belgium, Belize, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Brazil, CAR, Chad, Chile, Colombia, Cuba, Denmark, DPR Korea, Equatorial Guinea, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Haiti, Iceland, India, Iran, Iraq, Israel, Italy, Jamaica, Japan, Jordan, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Mauritius, Mexico, Nepal, Nigeria, Norway, Pakistan, Panama,
Absent.
Paraguay, Poland, Republic of Korea, Russian Federation, Rwanda, Georgia, South Africa, Spain, Sudan, Sweden, Syria, Thailand, Togo, Turkey, Turkmenistan, Uganda, Ukraine, United Kingdom, Uruguay, delegates.
All the late delegates will have to wait on the floor to be recognized.
USA.
Present.
Okay, delegates that are late, please approach the chairs.
Oh no.
Please, the house come to order. Please come to order. House.
Este bubet. Deu macho. Allora, toglietelo.
If you want to see their punishment, you have to remain silent. Otherwise, it will not be entertained. Oh, do you know the lyrics? Very slow. You're so lucky.
So we're now going back to the discussion. The chair received an amendment from Lithuania. So Lithuania, you have the floor.
Honorable Chair, distinguished delegates. Okay, Honorable Chair, fellow delegates, the delegation of Lithuania proposes an amendment to add a clause to the resolution, to add clause number 11. Clause number 11 would say, invites to more economical developed countries, UNESCO's found, World Bank, and other monetary organizations to particularly aid financially the above-mentioned treaties and organizations. We should suggest this amendment to add an economical resource to this resolution. And this way, aid the resolution itself also from an economical point of view. Thank you.
Thank you, delegate. Are you open to any points of information?
Yes, ma'am.
Are there in the house any points of information? Charges being recognized.
The review of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank already allow more than $2 billion per country for the preservation of cultural heritage annually. They don't even need further financial support more than the countries. They already have a World Bank and International Monetary Fund, so why adding those?
We suggest to add this clause to ulteriorly make these organizations aid monetarily, not only the general question of the cultural heritages, but also it's about the above mentioned treaties and organizations like the Golden Helmets. We already said that we had in clause number 3. So this clause that doesn't affect the financial operations the delegation of Chad has mentioned, that is about financially aid the DPCH or the Golden Helmets.
Thank you, delegate, for your open to any other points of information. Is there in the house any points of information? Belgium and Azerbaijan, you have to find the floor.
Does the delegate agree that it's important to consider the relevance of the also on the economy of the state?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Does the delegate agree that this amendment helps the poorest countries?
Yeah, this amendment is to, in fact, help the poorest countries that could not afford to aid financially that much the DPCH or the components that we have mentioned, and will help these poorest countries to get their get aid and through the finance of more economically developed states or other organizations of the United Nations.
Thank you, Delegate. Can you please yield the floor back to the chair?
I yield the floor back to the chair.
He's bearing the hours. Yeah, that's your right. Okay, he's bearing the hours. Any delegate wishes to speak both in favor or against this amendment, please raise your placard. Australia and Chad has been recognized by the order. Thank you, Delegate. Are you open to any further information? Okay. Thank you. Okay, the next delegate.
Thank you, Chair. The Republic of Chad fully disagrees with this amendment, simply because the IMF and the World Bank are already granting annually $2 billion, as I just said. And perhaps we have to satisfy the Millennium Development Goals, which is to help poor countries to come out of poverty, which is actually the first aim of the Millennium Development Goals. So instead of further funding the preservation of cultural heritage, which is still very important, perhaps overcoming poverty would better enable those countries to develop economically and in terms of infrastructure. So poverty actually, even in Chad we already have poverty. So Chad doesn't think that granting more funds for preserving cultural identity is that much important as overcoming poverty. And at the same time, I think that we need to establish sort of a criterion how much funds to allocate to each country. Different countries have different levels of cultural identity. Some countries they have 1,000 museums, some countries have just one museum. With allocating, like say, $10 million to a country having 1,000 museums and one having only one museum, would it be fair? Now, we need to set up a committee, a criterion for the allocation of those funds. So, which committee? Will that committee be biased? Will that committee be prejudiced towards those more favored countries, the countries having great governing power or political power? We need to think about it first. So, I'm open to open information.
Is there in the house any kinds of information? Azerbaijan, you have the floor.
Is the delegate aware that a poor country doesn't have not money to pay the bottleneck, and this amendment is a clause that completes the resolution?
Like the state, the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund already allocate $2 billion annually to preserving cultural heritage, which is more than enough. Perhaps only those countries that have so many cultural heritage that perhaps that $2 billion won't be sufficient. We need to direct the funds to those countries, but not necessarily all countries. It shouldn't be a uniform granting of funds, but a more split allocation of funds. Like the one with most amount of cultural heritage, we can direct more resources towards that, and this is only one with cultural heritage sites. We don't need to give them further funds to preserve their cultural heritage.
Thank you, Delegate. Are there in the house any other points of information? Please raise the placard slide. Jordan and Iraq, you have been recognized in that order.
Does the delegate agree that apart from poor countries, the rich countries can let the children grow up in ignorance?
Can you please speak louder and rephrase your question, please?
Does the delegate agree that apart from poor countries, the richest countries can't let their children grow up in ignorance?
I think the delegate is speaking of poverty in more developed countries. A bit of it. Sure. If you clarify that issue. speaking of poverty in more developed countries.
Like speaking about ignorance and
Okay. So poverty is always there. We have two types of poverty if you want to know. Perhaps we have absolute and relative poverty. I think many of us we know about these concepts. And relative poverty is something we can't overcome. It's always there. And when I'm talking about overcoming poverty, I'm talking about overcoming absolute poverty. We have poverty in child. We have so many children who don't have food, who don't have clothing. And I don't think that's children in more developed countries, they don't have food. I think they go to school, perhaps they don't have admissions in the most prestigious university, they don't go to the best schools, perhaps they don't have access to all the facilities, technologies, but they are not suffering actually from absolute poverty. They have food, but the children of many countries in Africa and several parts of the world, they don't even have food, perhaps they don't even have clothing.
Thank you, Darius. Next question, Iraq.
As the delegates know that, as I said before, and as your delegation said too, that cultural heritage is so important for the old world. Why you said that the World Bank could not use more than $2 billion, even if it is necessary to protect our past and our words, our cultural heritage and our identity?
Well, according to Amnesty International, that $2 billion is just enough for any country having more than 100 cultural heritage sites. So obviously we need to direct those to some of those countries who have perhaps more than 100 cultural heritage sites, because then it will be sufficient for them. We need to help some specific countries, not necessarily all countries. It would be unjust, as I've already said, to give $10 million to a country that has to maintain or preserve 100 sites compared to one that has only to maintain one site. So we need to direct those funds. We need to think about how to direct those funds, set up a committee, talk about and discuss about what criteria. Is it an arbitrary criteria? We need to discuss about that. We can't just post an amendment. We can't vote this amendment right now.
Okay, thank you, Delegate. Can you please now yield the floor back to the chair? Thank you. Is there in the House any delegate wishing to speak both in favor or against this amendment? Please raise your placard. So Dr. Kag, you have the floor.
South Africa is against this amendment, since South Africa believes that the financial status and other economic aspects of both the country and the relevant governments such as the World Bank must be taken into consideration before implementing any other policy. South Africa believes that there are so many worldwide issues affecting the world which can be reviewed. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate. Are you open to any further explanation?
No.
Okay, so give me please. Thank you. So please look like there were late to the front of the room. Panama, Italy, and Jamaica. Everyone is allowed to make video. Please.
We skip.
No, don't post it anywhere.
Say what?
We skip this humiliation, please.
No, we can't. That's right. speaker in favor or against this amendment? Is there any objection? No. Okay. So admins, please lock the doors. I remind you that abstentions are not in order. All the delegates wishing to vote in favor of this amendment, please raise your placards. All those against? Okay, with a clear majority, this amendment passed. That is in order. Okay, so we're now going back to the discussion on the resolution. Every delegate wishing to speak both in favor or against this resolution, please raise the placard high. We have Estonia, Benin, Colombia, Iceland, Chile, India, in that order.
Explanation the first chair.
Yeah, that's in order.
Honorable Chair, distinguished delegates, the delegation of Estonia believes that the art is important to protect because of a country's identity that makes a difference between the countries. It is important to teach people to the cultural heritage. However, the people who make war, that they tend to destroy everything about the state. They defend their own interests. So we agree about protecting culture, but we vote against this resolution because it's difficult to apply. As the delegation, we said before, we all have to think about the resolution that is not complete. Thank you.
Thank you, delegate. Are you open to any further information?
No.
The next delegate.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, distinguished delegates. The delegation of Benin thinks that this resolution is a good resolution because the patrimony of cultural heritage is the past, represent the past, represent the evolution of humanity, represent the evolution of the country. But we think that this resolution, especially with the amendment before, about the creation of national courts, is not appropriate to this resolution, and we think that it could create a lot of problems, especially for the poor countries like mine, like Benin. And so we agree with the major part of this resolution, but we will vote against, and we invite you to vote against this resolution. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, delegate. Are you open to any further information?
On the truth.
Are there in the house only 2 points of information? India and Korea.
As the delegates agree that it could be a great idea to hold the gold elements unit for protecting some cultural sites.
Yes, the idea about the question about. We think that the creation of the gold element was a good idea, but with the sub-clauses about the national courts, it's not possible to apply that clause. Thank you.
Does the delegate agree that this resolution is incomplete and that it must be revised?
For some parts, for us it's complete because it regards about all the problems between the war and the cultural heritage. But we think some parts, this resolution doesn't need some parts. For example, what I said before.
Thank you, delegate. Can you please yield the floor back to you?
I yield the floor back to the Chair.
Thank you. The next speaker. Honorable Chair, distinguished delegates, Colombia is in favor of this resolution. We think that defense of cultural heritage is very important to protect the cultural works and to teach people about their importance and about our past. So we commit to protect cultural heritage in post-war period of time and invite you to vote in favor of this resolution. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Delegate. Are you open to any further information?
No, I'm not.
Professor, can you please give the floor?
I am the opposition.
Thank you. The next speaker.
Delegates, ladies and gentlemen of the House, the delegation of GORIZIA believes that it's important to save the cultural heritage in the period of post-war. Recalling what to happen to not to forget, and it was a plus to live in the future. So I wish you all to vote in favor for our resolution. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Are you open to any further information? Okay, so can you please give the floor?
I just go back to the Chair.
Thank you.
Motion to move directly continue to
Second.
Okay, so we're continuing discussing. The next speaker can go to the podium.
Honorable Chair, distinguished delegates, the delegation of Chile supports this resolution, but just wanted to underline the fact that in clause number 1, the standards are not specified. Therefore, this clause is too vague and asks the House to write an amendment in order to make this clause more effective.
Thank you, Delegate. Are you open to any further information? Is there any more important information? Charles, you have the floor.
Just that goes up to the delegate Charles, who is just supporting this resolution, that it has not yet signed the Convention of UNESCO in 1970, which is the basic convention for supporting the prevention of illicit trafficking of cultural heritage. So is the delegate Chad going to go against the will of the government of Chad itself? The delegation of Chile thinks that the government will sign the convention in a few months, in really short time.
Thank you, Delegate.
I will go back to the Chair.
Thank you.
Honorable Chair, Honorable Delegate, India strongly believes that the preservation of the cultural heritage is of great importance for all the people of the world, and that this heritage should receive international protection. India also supports the purpose of the Protocol of 1954 about the prevention, the exportation of cultural property, and the providence of the restitution of illegally exported objects. So we invite you all to vote in favor of this resolution, because we must work and think all together if we want to protect our cultural heritage.
Thank you, Delegate. Are you open to any further information?
No, not about it. That's in order we would like to do the floor to the delegation of Sudan.
No, that's not in order, sorry.
Sorry, that's not right, Chair.
So we have just time for one more speaker. So is there in the House just one speaker wishing to speak both in favor or against this resolution? Then Mark, you have the floor.
Honorable Chair, distinguished delegates, the delegation of Denmark, as already said, agrees with the ideas of this resolution, and now that the amendment to the 10th clause was approved, we will vote for this resolution because the special courses can be funded. So the purpose of the resolution appears much more reliable, also in the economic point of view.
Thank you, Delegate. Are you open to any information?
I'm open to one point of information.
Is there any else with one point of information? Okay, since now, can you please let the floor back to you?
I give the floor back to you.
Motion to adjourn.
Is there any objection? No. Perfect. So, admin, can you please lock the vote? I remind you that in this case, abstentions are in order. So, all the delegates wishing to vote in favor of this resolution, please raise your placard high. Okay, all those against? Okay, with a clear majority, this resolution is passed. Nothing in order. Can I have an admin here? So we will now debate the resolution submitted by the Central African Republic. Please, delegate of the Central African Republic, approach the podium and read your permit clauses.
All member states that do not have a national legislation concerning the treatment of animals in medical settings, to establish new laws that should deter a. the dispute on imports and exports or authorizations or documents of the animals used for animal testing. B. The identification of all animals delivered to transportation, transported, purchased, or sold in commerce by any
that at any time and in such a human manner as the member state has prescribed. C. The implementation of more effective and stronger penalties for animal abuse, either in medical laboratories or for production of cosmetics. 2. Encourage all state members to research for new approaches for chemical test products that are not necessarily for medicine, for example, cosmetics, B, household products. 3. Urge all member states to find alternative ways to animal testing, for example, an embryonic stem cells test using mouse-derived cells to assess potential toxicity to developing embryos. The human skin model tests, which are being accepted almost universally as a total replacement for skin polarization studies in rabbits. 4. After that all member states test products including tests in vitro and tests in animal for A. Medicines, B. Discover new ways to destroy some viruses or illnesses that lead to death, C. Pathological or degenerative diseases such as heart diseases, cancer, or arthritis. D. Ensure the safety of drugs and many other substances humans use or are exported to regularity. 5. Recommend all state members to invite industries specialized in medical research to declare the following clauses, checking that all these industries do not mistreat animals. A. The number of animals they are going to use. B. In which test the animals are involved. C. How animals grew up. D. In what condition the animals live. E. If there are anomalies in the animal's behavior before testing them. 6. Solemnly affirm that each member state shall establish and promulgate standards to govern the animal handling, care, treatment, and transportation of animals by deliveries and research facilities. Such standards shall include minimum requests, among which are A. The right accommodation discerned according to the species and needs of the animal. B. Shelter from extremes of weather and temperature. C. Correct ventilation, feeding and watering. D. Adequate veterinary care. 7. Confirm the role of animal ethics committee and set a task to check the animal's living condition twice a year. 8. Invite all member states to use each animal involved in chemical tests only for a test to be sure that the effects of the animals are caused by an experiment. 9. Ask for assurance of physical comfort, lack of pain or distress, and good health of all tested animals, as well as proper care and human treatment for animals used in field research, testing, or education. 10. Request organization involving in use of animals in field research to be appropriately qualified as humanely, follow the ethical guidelines which are formulated to motivate and facilitate researches and institutions in the area or usage of animal in field researches. 11. Emphasize the responsibility of people and institutions involved in field research, such as animals, according to rules and regulations.
Thank you, delegates. You have now 2 minutes to address each of your resolutions.
Thank you, Chair. Distinguished delegates, Honorable Chair, the delegation of Central Republic Africa, the Central African Republic thinks that this program would be resolved if all countries we recognize that animal testing is not necessary for products such as cosmetics or household products, and trying ways to test stress in vitro or silico, embryonic stem cell test, mouse liver cells, human mother test, because they have not primary importance, and by using the methods it is possible to have reliable results. Central African Republic invites also all member states to approve only animal experimentation for discovering new medicines or new ways to destroy some viruses or illnesses. This leads to that because the delegation thinks that it is necessary to be sure that medical products are safe for a human body to prevent the creation of new viruses or illnesses that could spread in all the world. Central African Republic suggests also to all the countries to review the legislation in favor for this resolution and that want also to protect the animals involved in tests. For they so immersed to their transportation that want to check that animals are not mistreated in laboratories to control that the number of animals is rising in relation to the experiment in which they are involved, and to be sure that animals are healthy to the resolution so the results of the experiment could have reliable results. The delegation also confirmed the role of the Animal Ethics Committee and the task of go and check twice a year to themselves if the condition of the animals are good and if animals do not suffer. So it will be more sure that the condition of animals is really the one that will be here. So Central Republic of Africa invites you all to vote in favor for this resolution. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Are you open to any points of information?
Yes.
Are there any points of information on the floor? Australia, Brazil, and Albania is still recognizing that order.
Thank you, Chair. On the 10th of the response, you mentioned that the organization of the most only the population qualifies for the question. How do you determine whether the people are population qualified? What parameters do you use?
We think that is important. We think that it's important to have people that must control that the condition of animal is sure, is effective, positive, and they will not suffer. So we think that this figure is important.
Does the agree that the third clause isn't possible in less developed country or country with monetary problems?
Yes.
Albania.
Is the delegate aware that in many countries, just an animal must be outlined the potential benefits until there are no alternatives?
In theory, we think that in many countries there is this problem, but we must try to take note of this resolution, because we can also prevent that lots of animals suffer, such as for tests of cosmetics or household.
Are you open to any other points of information? Are you open to any other points of information?
No.
Could you please take us back to the chair? Thank you. The floor is once again open. Are there any delegates who should speak in favor or against this resolution? Please raise your placards now.
Permission to approach the chair.
Accepted. Any delegates wishing to take the floor, please raise your placards now. Serbia, you have been recognized.
chair, distinguished delegates, the delegation of Serbia strongly supports this resolution. Animals should not be used in bad ways, such as to turn them because they are always human beings. However, the thing that animal testing is really necessary to produce medicines as well as to find new cures for rare illness that can lead to death. Even if used correctly, we need to overturn. Thank you. I will go back to the chair.
Thank you. Are you going to go to information?
No.
So could you please go back to the chair?
I have a program.
Thank you. Are there any delegates wishing to take the floor in the investigation in favor or against this resolution? Please raise your placards now. Nepal, you have been recognized.
Honorable Chair, fellow delegates, as a delegate of Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal, we believe that at the present time animal experimentation cannot be replaced because there are not enough effective methods that can replace the animal experimentation. The Nepal Health Research Council, created by the Act of Parliament in 1991, shares and expresses a deep concern for the welfare and humane treatment of the animals. So the Nepal Health Research Council recognizes the importance of the animal research for the further development of scientific knowledge, while at the same time we realize the necessity for the further development and the use of ethical guidelines for the care of animals in human health research. So Nepal wishes to secure a good care of animals used in health research, pointing out the research should be undertaken with reasonable expectations and with a clear scientific purpose.
Thank you. Are you going to start the information?
Yes.
Are there any parts of information in the House? Seeing none, could you please give the floor back to the chair? Thank you. Are there any delegates wishing to speak in favor or against this resolution? Please raise your placards. Israel, you have been recognized.
Chair, delegates, the delegation of Israel absolutely agrees with this resolution, because unfortunately nowadays the question of animal experimentation is really popular all over the world. This question has arisen of several debates during the years in many countries, but it's as tragic as to be imagined. The biggest area of experiments with the animals is medicine. It includes testing of drugs and scientific researches in the sphere of medicine, which undoubtedly needs to use animals for these activities. But this activity always has a result. For example, thanks to President Johnson discovered an insulin when he used dogs. Over 15 million people with diabetes are alive. This experiment with animals during testing of cosmetics and household chemicals is less clear where people can justify the use of animals in any way. We consider that people have stopped working and killing animals for the sake of their living, except for experiments which are scientifically important and useful to all mankind. Israel is one of the countries which forbids testing of cosmetics and household chemicals on animals. In 2007, the Israeli government had banned using animals to test personal care and household products within the country. In our country, we banned the import, sale, and marketing of animal testing of cosmetics, gels, and household cleaners. We block products that have been tested on animals in other countries from even crossing Israel's borders. Israel thinks that it is a revolutionary step in animal welfare. That's why we invite all the delegates to
Thank you. Are you able to clarify the information?
No, I'm not.
So could you please give the floor back to the chair? Thank you. Are there any other delegates wishing to speak in favor or against this resolution? Please raise your buzzer. Heidi, you have been recognized.
Thank you, Chair, honorable delegates. As the delegate of the state of Haiti, Haiti agrees with the resolution and aware of the earthquake that hit us on the 3rd of January in 2010, we found out that lots of our animals were endangered. And we started a campaign to save them. But most of all, the animals that had most trouble were dogs. But we were conscious that only helping dogs would not have been useless, and we found out that they needed a safe place where to live and feel loved. And keeping in mind that other animals were endangered too, we built some protected areas where those animals would feel safe and be cared, since lots of them were killed and dangerously injured with animal experimentation. And one of the solutions to protect these animals is to welcome all of the countries that would like to help us, encourage member states that have not banned animal experimentation yet to follow Brazil's example immediately. Then to invite scientists to favor alternative methods instead of animal experimentation, and to propose the limit of number of animals employed in experimentation. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Gary. Are you open to any further information?
No, I'm not.
So could you please give the floor back to the chair?
I have the floor back to the Chair.
Thank you. Are there any other delegates wishing to take the floor in the speech in favor or against this resolution? Please raise your placards now. Syria, you have been recognized.
Honorable Chair, fellow delegates, the delegation of Syria is in favor of this resolution. We think that the only way to improve human mental skills in order to solve new disease is animal experimentation. But this experimentation has to be done respecting animals, without violence, or utilize them for useful things like cosmetics. Thank you for your attention.
Are you open to any further information?
No, I'm not.
So could you please give the floor back to the chair?
And the floor back to the chair.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other delegates wishing to take the floor? Turkey, you have to know recognized.
Honorable Chair, fellow delegates, the delegation of Turkey completely agrees with this resolution because we know that the animal experimentation are useful for the people, but we have to treat animals in a better way. We can do experiments on animals, but without mistreating any values from them. We must guarantee good condition of life, so please, dear delegates, vote in favor of this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you open to any further information?
No, I'm not.
So could you please give the floor back to the chair? Thank you. Are there any other delegates wishing to take the floor? Denmark, you have been recognized.
Honorable Chair, fellow delegates, the delegation of Denmark agrees with this resolution because the experimentation on animals for testing on cosmetics should not be legal, while the experimentation for medical issues is strongly needed, so it should be supported. Moreover, we believe that if animals can compromise the results of a medical test on those animals, so the seventh clause is definitely needed in order to gain correct results in experimentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you open to further information?
I'm open to 2 points of information.
The delegate has received 2 points of information. Are there any such points on the floor? South Africa and India, you have been recognized in the order.
Thank you, Chair. Can the delegate elaborate on the improvements in the country's connection with going against animal justice?
Yes, can the delegate rephrase?
Can the delegate elaborate on the improvements in the country's connection with animal justice?
The Denmark is against this kind of experimentation. So we simply voting in favor of this resolution is what we want to is how we will attack this kind of experimentation. So is this our point of view, and is this the way we do? Yes, we combat experimentation. Thank you.
The delegation of Denmark agree with clause number 2.
Yes, so we definitely agree. As already said, we think that testing on animals only for cosmetics or household products is insane. So yes, we believe that experimentation should be done only for medical issues. Thank you.
Could I please give the floor back to the chair?
I give the floor back to the chair.
Thank you. Are there any other delegates wishing to take the floor? Sophia and Nancy, you have the floor.
Honorable Chair, fellow delegates, the delegation of Bosnia and Herzegovina supports this resolution, mainly for the increasing of control for the health of animals. Moreover, my delegation believes that with a strong organization between all states, it's possible to preserve unifying diversity.
Thank you. Are you open to any points of information?
Yes, just one.
The delegate has yielded to just 1 point of information. Is there any such in the House? Seeing none, could you please give the floor back to the chair? Thank you. Are there any other delegates wishing to take the floor? South Africa, you have been recognized.
South Africa political resolution seems to believe that animals have rights too, and that other alternatives to animal experimentation exist. Animal rights include the right to freedom from unnaturally induced pain, the right to shelter, the right to freedom of movement, and most importantly, the right to existence. Animals have increasing worth, and their value should not be based on the human. Thank you.
Are you open to any points of information? The delegate is open to only 2 points of information. Are there any such points on the floor? Nepal and Chad, you have been recognized in the order. Please, the administrator secure the doors and the delegate will place her question speaking louder.
Is the delegate aware that anyone's recommendation for health research cannot be replaced because the alternative methods are not enough effective?
Thank you, delegate. In fact, Chair, in South Africa, the South African Medical Council established the ethical framework of the CR, ethical replacement, the reduction, and the refinement, and also ensures the ethical and human care of the use of animals in laboratory and training purposes. And therefore, we believe that alternatives are ineffective.
It is noteworthy that the Minister of Foreign Affairs of South Africa has pointed out to alternative methods of animal testing as unethical and ineffective. So what does the delegate have to say about it? Is the delegate fully supporting these alternatives while its Minister of Foreign Affairs is completely against it? Indirectly, is the delegate supporting animal testing for animal experimentation?
No, we are against things. So we have organizations such as UC.Closely, which is committed to reduce animal experimentation by, for example, increasing awareness about and educate the safety of animal testing. We have organizations like that.
Thank you. Are there any other delegates wishing to speak in favor or against this resolution? Please raise your placard. USA, you have the floor.
Honorable Chair and delegates, animal experimentation is a problem that doesn't concern only UNESCO, but other groups such as the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, and National Anti-Vivisection Society, NAS. First resolution proposes a solution that will satisfy not only us as UNESCO, but these groups as well. USA approves this resolution and invites the other countries as well. Besides, we are animals as well.
Thank you. Are you open for some information?
Yes, only one.
The delegate is open to one point of information. Is there a point of information on the floor? India, you have been recognized.
Does the delegate support the project about the checking the animals living condition criteria?
Thank you, delegate. Yes, I support this project, and in fact, it is part of this resolution as well. I mean, that we have to reduce the animal experimentation. We have to improve the living condition of the animals, and we have to satisfy the rest of the world. So yes, I approve this project.
Could you please give the floor back to the chair? Thank you. Are there any other delegates wishing to take the floor? Then you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, distinguished delegates. The delegation of PRIMA thinks that this is a good resolution with some good ideas, but there is a big problem. Like in the clause number 8 is written that invites also member states to use each animal involved in clinical tests only for tests, to be sure that the effects on the animals are caused by an experiment and not by another. If the cause of the experiment is the death of the animal, this experiment it could be allowed. For example, the use of the cancer cellular on the rats. To find a cure against to cure for the cancer. The consequence, if there isn't a cure, is the death of the rat. And this is possible in this resolution or no? So we invite you to vote against this resolution if there will be at the end disclosed. Thank you.
Thank you. I will prepare party information.
Just two.
The delegate is open to just two party information. Are there any such points to the floor? Azerbaijan, Poland, you have to recognize the order.
Is the delegate aware that the animal experimentation for medical use issues help to fight a lot of illness? So it's better death of animals than death of a human.
Yeah, I agree with this idea. In fact, it's a big difference between human and animals. It's the rationality. It's that we can think, we can use the reason, and this is the big difference. So it's better to sacrifice an animal to find a solution for us than sacrifice one of us, because we are everybody equal.
Does the delegate agree that it is right to use animal experimentation for pathological or degenerative diseases such as heart diseases or cancer?
It depends by the animal, because some illness is only for animal and other illness is only for humans. It depends, like is the animal, the health system of the animal is similar like to our health system.
Thank you. Could you please give the floor back to the chair?
I give the floor back to the chair.
Thank you. Are there any other delegates wishing to take the floor and deliver a speech in favor or against this resolution? Sudan, you have been recognized.
Honorable Chair, fellow delegates, Sudan mainly supports this resolution, but has noted that there's no point, no reference in the clauses regarding animal experimentation in colleges and private universities, where students are encouraged by their teachers and scientific researchers to test on animals without caring of their conditions. In many cases, the experimentations are not done for medical discoveries or researches, but we consider them just mere activities, just fun. Sudan, in fact, strongly disapproves illegal animal testing, whether they occur without medical purposes. We invite the House to make an amendment in this regard. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I will present further information.
Yes, one.
The delegate is open to animal further information. Is there further information on the floor? Sudan, you have been recognized.
Does the delegate agree to prioritize the rates general testing like in June number 2?
Yes, we think that clause number 3 is really effective. They are a great idea. So yes, we support this resolution with this clause, but as I said previously, we have to make an amendment on that regard. We need to vote.
Thank you. We have received an amendment submitted by the Delegate of Central African Republic. So please, Delegate, approach the podium to read the amendment and then make a speech in favor of it.
Invites our country to work together to create a cooperation by which less less developed countries to take money from to adopt it for new ways to test.
Thank you. You have now 2 minutes to speak in favor of your amendment.
Thank you, Chair. Fellow delegates, we think that this amendment is important because lots of less developed countries do not have enough money to adopt these new ways to test. So it must be a cooperation by which these poor countries could have money to adopt these new rules that propose this resolution. Thank you.
Are you open to response of information?
Just one.
The delegate is open to only one part of information. Is there a part of information in the House? The public of Korea is happily recognized.
Is the delegate aware that alternative methods of testing are less expensive than annual experimentation?
Yeah, thank you, Delegate. Yes, we know that less developed countries doesn't have money, so they need to take this money so they could make animal testing for new medicines, for discover new medicines, and also for test these new ways.
Thank you. Are there any delegates wishing to deliver a speech in favor or against this amendment? Please raise your placards now. Serbia, you have been recognized. Accepted.
Honorable Chair, distinguished delegates, the delegation of Serbia completely approves this amendment because we think that it was the only thing needed in this resolution to make it really effective. So we invite all these delegates to vote in favor of this amendment and in favor of this resolution. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Are you taking information?
No.
So could you please go back to the chair?
I will go back to the chair.
Are there any other delegates wishing to deliver a speech in favor or against this amendment? Please raise your placards now. Seeing none, the chair makes a motion to move directly into voting procedures. The motion will be accepted. So we'll now move into voting procedures. Please have you suspend the last passage, take your voting solution, and secure the door. Please have you take your voting position. And suspend the last passage. Thank you. So, although I remind you that amendment abstentions are not in order, all those in favor, please raise your placard. All those against. With a clear majority, this amendment has passed. Clapping will be ordered. We will now continue debate on the resolution as a whole. So, the floor is once again open. All those wishing to speak in favor or against this resolution, please raise your placards now. Chad, you have been recognized.
Thank you, Chair. The Republic of Chad fervently supports the use of animal testing methods in Burma
yet housed in medical or scientific realm. Cruel and outdated experiments on animals is no longer needed in this technology-driven world. We are moving into an era where we call ourselves civilized citizens. Is that the truth actually when we are moving towards an animal experimentation world? Animals are something creatures. They have complex nervous systems, similar to humans. Chad advocates that proven more effective, non-animal techniques that yield both ethical and technologies advantages are used instead. Chad has adopted numerous regulations to ensure that alternatives such as in vitro testing, artificial human skin, microchips and computer models are used in its medical laboratories situated in capital city, which in the past 4 years have engaged into a path that of using animal-free testing methods. Chad is equally glad that some of the African counterparts have also followed its trade. For example, in South Africa, we have the Purity Without Cruelty campaign that is doing a great job actually to fight animal experimentation. Humane education is another issue, and it's bound to change people's mindset towards animal experimentation. Animals have lives that are meaningful to them, they are no different from humans, and that does not mean they are inferior. All life is the same. The Republic of Chad appeals to all nations to follow the same path as the European Union in the animals world, which have all banned cruel animal tests, cruel cosmetics. They believe we can have a thriving cosmetic industry without cruel animal tests. Chad fervently appeals to all delegates to vote in favor of this resolution. Thank you now for all these information.
Okay. Are there any points of information in the House? Stating South Africa, Azerbaijan, and India who recognize the order.
Is the delegate in favor of those for approving tests on animals to ensure the safety of drugs?
Could the delegate can you please rephrase your question, please? Speak louder.
Is the delegate in favor of those for approving tests on animals to ensure the safety of drugs?
Yes. Of course, we need to be in favor of this. It's just that we don't want to test on animals. Right? We want to develop alternatives that are effective, and if adopting researchers carried out by Harvard University. Harvard University has recently developed computer models to study products and their effects on human lives. So perhaps we need to develop even more alternatives. The alternatives presently are good. So Chad really supports alternatives.
Thank you, Chair. Is the delegate aware that the supply of animals, for example, donkeys for testing, is drastic issue, and therefore, the delegate of South Africa would like to know what is being done to tackle this problem?
In Chad, we've taken several policies to deal with the problem of animal experimentation and trafficking of animals actually. It's true that 10 years ago in Chad, we were in the red alert. We were actually in that list of countries with having the greatest number of chimpanzees used to test animals in Chad. And we had actually set up a committee and decided that we need to set up rules and regulations. So we've set up at our borders all around our country, in Sudan and Libya, the borders. We have the World Customs Organization that is offering all its help to prevent cross-border trafficking of chimpanzees. We are not an insular country with insularity. We are an inland country. We are surrounded only by other countries. We don't have a sea. So perhaps on the side of ports, we won't have any problem. Concerning airplanes, actually we have regulations for all people who are exporting animals for animal experimentation. They need export licenses, permits, And very often we were forced to implement animal goods, like ban completely the importation of chimpanzees from countries like South Africa and Nigeria. But for the first time in history, last year, it was a milestone for the Czech Republic that we actually had most of our medical and scientific research laboratories adopting alternative animal testing instead of using animal experimentation. So actually more than 90% of our laboratories they are against animal experimentation. That's the good response that we've got.
Please the delegate come to a point. Please the delegate come to his remarking point.
Yes, I mean, our country has adopted several regulations actually.
Thank you.
Does the delegate agree that to do animal experimentation for cosmetics is give animals only for our beauty, and so this resolution is a solution for this problem?
Yes, of course. This solution will actually help us fight that mindset that we have, that sacrificing 1 million chimpanzees to create one lipstick is not worthwhile. Actually, perhaps when we talk of medical advances in the medicine arena, it's good for animal experimentation to some extent. When we talk of cosmetics, perhaps that's Chad's opinion. We can live without cosmetics. We can live without cosmetics. Chimpanzees, they are like our counterparts, our cousins. They are, we have the same parents. We have the same origins. It's just the way we've developed over the centuries that's quite different. We shouldn't exploit them. I mean, for cosmetics, it's not worthwhile. We should try cosmetics instead of alternatives and animals.
Just the delegates of Chad agree with the goal number 3 about the use of alternative ways to animal testing.
Of course, the delegate of Chad fully supports actually the use of alternatives to animal testing, as I just mentioned. According to research carried by Harvard University by John Hopkins, a scientific researcher, a new alternative has just been developed, computer model, which has been proven to be more effective, more reliable, despite being a little bit more expensive than animal experimentation. So we should try to focus more on this new model and try to expand it to all countries around the world, make it accessible even to the poorest, from the richest to the poorest, even to Chad. We can, for example, approach the World Bank or the International Monetary Fund to provide finance or to offer micro or some other credits to poor countries to be able to afford these kind of models, which in fact will revolutionize the whole.
You are speaking so much.
Yes, so we developed the alternatives.
Thank you. Accepted. Are there any other points in the House? Denmark and Bosnia Herzegovina that also.
Is the delegate aware that in order to find a medical treatment, there must be an experimentation on animals that cannot be replaced by therapies? Otherwise, the scientists will not be sure about the effectiveness of the treatment for its dangerous effects.
Animal experimentation is the technique we use actually for medical research usually, and in some cases it has proven to be ineffective. For example, aspirin proves to be ineffective on chimpanzees and actually work on humans. You need to study the relation between the human DNA and the chimpanzee DNA. So I focus on which type of medical research. According to some university in Iceland, sorry I forgot the name, actually we should try to focus on the DNA of each chimpanzee to use it. For example, in cancer treatment, it's perhaps the best way of animal experimentation. Chad is not against full eradication of animal experimentation. We need animal experimentation, but over-exploiting our animals is not acceptable in a world marked by technology. We need to think about other ways. We are thinking about space exploration, so why not think about developing alternatives to animal testing?
Does the delegate agree that DNA tests necessary to increase knowledge regarding some particular field. Does the delegate agree that DNA tests are necessary to increase knowledge about particular areas?
Yes, of course, we need to establish certain criteria. We have several benchmarks, like which animals are closest to humans in what fields, in what illnesses, what diseases, so as to be able to find better foods. So perhaps it's all about testing. The DNA test nowadays, they are quite expensive, but so easy nowadays.
Thank you. Since we know that you are very hard, we'll give you 5 minutes break. You can also go out of the room, but meantime, because the delegate who will be on later will have to sing another figure. So remember.
Thank you.